Hello everyone. Again, I have come up with the next questions of digestion and nutrition. So here I'm beginning with the first question. The first question states match correctly column 1 with column 2 and choose an appropriate option from the codes given below. So as I have said earlier, then whenever match the following comes in front of you, so what you have to do is that you have to go through all the column 1 and column 2 ones, and which one you know among this, which one you are hardly sure, means very sure that this can be that from the column 2, you first do that. Like I know that bile salt is related with lipids, so I'm going for F will be 4. Next I'm going for parietal cell. Parietal cell secretes HCl, so it is linked with HCl. Now B is 6. Now where B is 6? B is 6 in two places, in 1 and 3. And bile salt is 4. So F is 4 only in one place. So I'll opt for this option. But before opting this option, let's go and check for the other options, that is like gastric juice. So gastric juice will be, yes, pH is 5.0 for the gastric juice. It is acidic in nature. And next we are coming on to crypt of Leberkun, which is intestinal juice. That is D. D is 2. And gastric juice is pH 5.0, and Succus entericus is the one aminopeptidases, and chymotrypsinogen is a proenzyme. So yes, option number 1 for question 21 is correct. Then I'm moving on to question number 22. The enzyme that is not present in Succus entericus. Now which is the enzyme which is not present in the Succus entericus? Is the maltase, nucleosidase, lipase, or nucleosase? Now here one thing we'll have to take into consideration, like I know the answer will be answer will be option number 2, this one. But suppose if you are not knowing the answer, then always think for the related material over here, related options. Like for example, if we go for option number 3, so here is ASE, and again if we go for 4, then again there is ASE at the last, and even in 1 there is ASE over here in the last. So all 3 matches except this one, which is having SES at last. So you can opt for this option. Next we are moving on to question number 23. Read the following statement. Number 1, the falciform ligament in man connects liver with diaphragm. Carboxypeptidase requires zinc for its activity. Release of pancreatic juice is stimulated by glucagon hormone. Now among the 3, we have to choose which one is the correct option. The incorrect one. Choose the option containing incorrect statement. So here, like if the one says that the falciform ligament in man connects liver with diaphragm, this is a correct one. Carboxypeptidase requires zinc for its activity. It is inactive, so it needs zinc for its activeness. So 2 is also correct. But if we go for 3, release of pancreatic juice is stimulated by glucagon hormone, this is not a correct answer. So 3 is wrong. So option number 3 will be correct. Next we are moving on to question number 24. Choose true and false statement regarding the pancreatic gland of humans. Now number 1, it is a compound gland as it possesses both exocrine and endocrine part. So here we'll have to, first of all, let's pick the correct option. We have to check for the correct one. So it is a compound gland as it possesses both exocrine and endocrine parts. So yes, this is the correct one. Next, exocrine part secretes alkaline pancreatic juices, right? This is also a correct one. And the endocrine part secretes hormone like insulin and glucagon. So this is also correct. So all the three are correct. So here we will opt for 1, 2, 3 are true, 1, 2, 3 are false, 1, 2 and 3 are true, 1 and 2 are false. So obviously 1, 2, 3 are true. Next we are moving on to question number 25. So here again comes match the following. So we are having in column 1 salivary amylase, bile salts, renin, pepsin. And in column 2 we are having proteins, milk proteins, starch, lipids. So as we know that salivary amylase should be linked with starch. So here we will opt for these two are having option A 3. Okay, so we are taking into consideration this and this will tally between this. Okay, then we are moving on with bile salt. So bile salt will go for 4, that is lipids. So again these two are having common B4. Next we are moving on to renin and pepsin. So renin and pepsin both will be breaking proteins, but here pepsin is for only proteins, whereas renin will be milk protein. So which one? Renin goes for 2, that is C is for 2. So option number 4 is correct. Okay, next we are moving on to question number 26. Major site of absorption of nutrients in human being. Now which one is the major site of absorption? Stomach, small intestine, large intestine. And 4 is both 1 and 2. So like yes, small intestine is the place for absorption of nutrients. So like we can opt for both 1 and 2, stomach and small intestine. Now next we are moving on to 27. Process of absorption of nutrients is carried out by which kind of transport? That is the number 1 option is passive transport, number 2 is facilitated transport, and number 3 is active transport. So all the three types of transport takes part in the process of absorption of nutrients. So we'll opt for option number 4, which is all of the above. Now next we are moving on to question number 28. Which one statement is incorrect regarding the process of digestion and absorption in humans? Now option number 1 states that small intestine, so we'll have to choose for the incorrect one. So option number 1 states small intestine is the major site for the absorption of all nutrients. Yes, it is correct. It is a major site where most of the absorption takes place. Now next we are moving on to 2. Around 40% of the total absorption of nutrient takes place in the proximal part of the small intestine. Well, this portion is not correct. This portion is not correct. So again we are moving on to 3. Let's check for it. Drugs, alcohols, little water and salt are absorbed in the stomach. Yes, through the mucous membrane. Right, this is correct. A little bit of alcohol is also absorbed in the tongue itself. Okay, so and then in the stomach. It doesn't require to get absorbed in the intestine. So directly it gets absorbed in the stomach. Next we are moving on to, so this is the wrong answer. So actually wait a second, the option will be, oh sorry, wait a second. Okay, so we'll take for this number 2. Okay, next we are moving on to question number 29. Read carefully the following statement regarding the absorption of nutrients. Find the incorrect statement and choose the correct option from the given below quotes. So here we'll have to choose for the incorrect statement. Okay. Number 1 suggests absorption of carbohydrates take place in the stomach and jejunum part of the intestine. So this is a correct one. Next is large intestine and buccal cavity do not function as the site of absorption. Right. This both do not function as a site for absorption. So yes, these two are correct. So among this, the option will be none of these. Okay. Next, we are moving on to 30. Maximum absorption of water occurs in which one? Cecum, colon, small intestine, or large intestine? Well, maximum absorption of water will occur in the small intestine. Next, we are moving on to question number 31. Select the true statement regarding the digestion and absorption. Select the true statement regarding the digestion and absorption of food in humans. Okay, so we'll have to check for the true option. Number 1 states that oxyntic cell in human stomach secretes proenzyme pepsinogen and trypsinogen. No, this is not correct. Well, next one is number 2. Chylomicrons are small lipoproteins vesicles which are transported from the intestine into blood capillaries. So number 2 is the correct answer to this. Okay, but let's check for the other two. This is all of the above. While this is wrong, so we cannot go for all of the above. Number 3 is about 70% of the starch is hydrolyzed by the salivary amylase. So this is also not a true statement. Okay, next we are moving on to number 32. Symbiotic bacteria present in the colon of large intestine produce number 1 cyanocobalamin, riboflavin and thiamine. Yes, these three are produced by symbiotic bacteria which is present in the colon of the large intestine. So all of the above. 33. The essential chemical components of many coenzymes are, so the essential chemical components of many coenzymes are proteins, nucleic acid, carbohydrates or vitamins. So this will be vitamins or vitamins, whatever you say. Okay, next we are moving on to which one of the following combination of vitamins are synthesized by bacteria? Number 1, vitamin B12 and K. Number 2, vitamin B1 and B. Vitamin B and B12 and K and D. Well, as far as I know, this is number 1. Vitamin B12 and K is synthesized by bacteria. Next, we are moving on to 35. Which combination of vitamin and respective disease is not correct? So, which one and the respective disease is not correct? Vitamin B2, pellagra. Well, the first option itself is not correct one. Let's go for the other. Vitamin B12, pernicious anemia. It's correct. Vitamin B5, dermatitis. It's also correct. And vitamin E, infertility. Well, so we are moving for the option vitamin B2, pellagra. Next, number 36. Deficiency of cyanocobalamin causes what? So it causes pernicious anemia, so which is also known as vitamin B12. Next, we are moving on to which of the following is a protein energy malnutrition related disorder? Well, we are having Kwashiorkor, marasmus, both 1 and 2, and xerophthalmia. So here it said that protein energy malnutrition. So this one will be number 2, which is marasmus. Next, again we are moving on to match the following. Okay, so here we are having vitamin B12. So we know that vitamin B12 is related to pernicious anemia. So this. Next, folic acid. Folic acid will be, okay, let's go for another, like if you talk for this, vitamin K will go for bleeding. Then calciferol should go for osteomalacia. Niacin should go for pellagra. And let's check for the option at first. So here this was question number 38. So question number 38, here options are, like I went for vitamin B12, that was option number 3. So here all the options, like all the options over here are saying 1, 2, 3 are saying A goes for 3. Well, so we'll have to omit this fifth one. Fifth one is omitted. Next, we are moving on to option number C, which I said niacin. Niacin goes for option number 1. So that was for C, I went for 1. So here for C, 1 is this 2. So we are omitting this. Okay, so we are taking chances for option number 1 and option number 3. So again, there was vitamin K, which was related to, F number, which was calciferol, and I related it to as osteomalacia. So F goes for 2, where F goes for 2. In both the cases, F goes for 2. And vitamin K, which is E, that is E goes for bleeding. So here only this goes for, and bleeding is in option number 4. So we give tick for this. So here I have left up with riboflavin, which is related to cirrhosis, and folic acid was anemia. So here again I'm coming back to the match the following. Okay, so here in match the following we can see that riboflavin goes for cirrhosis and folic acid goes for anemia. Folic acid is also known as, like, when any person is suffering from iron deficiency, then he or she, especially females, during the childbirth or pregnancy, they are provided with folic acid tablets, which is also known as iron tablets. So we are moving on to question number 39. So here, consider the following statement regarding the digestion and absorption of food in human and identify the correct and incorrect statement. So we have to choose for the correct and incorrect statement. Okay, so here we'll have to choose the correct option. Okay, so here number 1 says that anti-pellagra vitamin is nicotinamide, which is present in milk, yeast, meat, leafy vegetables, and whole grains. Well, this is not correct. We'll have to choose for the correct one. Okay, next, deficiency of vitamin thiamine causes loss of appetite, muscle depreciation, fatigue, and mental confusion. So yes, vitamin thiamine, if thiamine is less in your body, then this can cause this type of symptoms: loss of appetite, muscle depreciation, fatigue, and mental confusion. That is, you can have mental confusion, then you'll keep on sleeping or feel lazy most of the time, and you'll not feel like eating. Okay, so this can be the symptoms. So this is correct. Next, we are moving on to, oh sorry, wait a second, this option is also correct. That is, anti-pellagra vitamin is nicotinamide, which is present in, yes, so anti-pellagra vitamin is nicotinamide, which is present in milk, yeast, meat, leafy vegetable. This is also correct answer. Next, we are moving on to third one. Prolonged deficiency of tocopherol reduces reproductive capacity in human beings. So number 1 says all statements are incorrect. No, all the statements are correct over here. So we'll opt for this, all statements are correct. Next, we are moving on to the last question, which is question number 40. Go through the following statements regarding the disorders of the digestive system. Choose the correct statements and select appropriate option from the codes given below. Number 1, indigestion is caused by poor supply of digestive enzyme, overeating, anxiety, and a lot of junk food. Well, here what we'll have to check for, we'll have to check for the correct statement. Okay, we'll have to check for the correct statement. So number 1 here is correct one. Next, we are moving on to constipation and irregular movement of bowel is caused due to poor habits, fiberless diet. Okay, so this is also correct. 1 and 2 both are correct. So here let's check for it. So here we are having in this option number 3, 1 and 2 statements are correct. So that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye.